it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers, and thank you so much for sharing this journey here together as we discuss certain relationship dynamics and explore ways of coping and growing personally, professionally, and becoming empowered through the learning of addressing these different stages and opportunities for growth that are presented when you are in a relationship with an emotional manipulator, someone who may be narcissistic or psychopathic, and then the challenges that you face emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and how to then get refreshed from that and then move forward a stronger, better, more resilient person. So I want to explore and zoom in and focus in on a very astute viewer observation. And that is one of the main problems when you are in a relationship with someone who is controlling or emotionally manipulative, or who lacks empathy, meaning that they don't have the ability to respect and validate your feelings. You don't feel like there's a give and take. Things begin to feel like outbalanced. There's someone who's the boss, there's someone who's the underling, and you kind of get sick of feeling like second best all the time because they're always going to rub it. They're always going to remind you who's got the clout, who's got the status, who's got the talent, the good looks, etc. And they tend to keep others down. And so the problem with this is that as you engage in the relationship, there can be patches or good patches where things seem to get brighter. Well, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe we can kiss and make up. Maybe we can shake hands. Maybe we can both learn and move forward. So you have, the fight and then the makeup in that cycle. And now when you're in a relationship with a true personality disordered individual who lacks empathy, or if you're in a relationship with a psychopath who lacks conscience, they, especially in the psychopathic, when we're really getting into that antisocial personality, they do not have the ability to feel that they have done anything wrong. They don't see that we're hurting people, there's any problem with it. So what? This is just life. People, I hurt people, this is how, they don't have a conscience. They literally, even though the appearance of, well, they look so good or they look so normal, they do not feel that they do anything wrong through hurting other people, betraying to them, lying to them on a daily basis. To them, as Thomas Sheridan states in his book Puzzling People and his videos, which are wonderful, I would highly recommend you check out Mr. Thomas Sheridan and his book Puzzling People, and he's got some great videos that he talks about the psychopaths. So I guess we're going to go a little bit more there. But the fact that, it's just business as usual. It's just business to them. It's just for people to say, well, of course you can just say whatever it is. You can tell people whatever it is that they want to hear. You can go ahead and take down their business. You can take down their reputation. And this is just, how it is. I mean, when it's like, no, that's not, you're violating the law. You're violating societal norms. This is not, this is not how it goes. You don't do this to me. So it's kind of like, but people that are in such a fog or a gaslighted state that they can't always pronounce that. They can't articulate that. So, and getting back into the question is that after you have then engaged through the give and take, the love bombing, and then, going through the good patches, then the bad patches, the problem is that you then become like, you want to have a relationship, you want to be able to engage, but they will oftentimes make fun of, or invalidate your attempts to have a close relationship. So when we're talking about being really close, like being able to share the joys and just be yourself, oh, look at this, oh, look at that, where you're letting your guard down. You want to love them in the way that you want to love them. When they engage in then their manipulation, you basically learn you cannot love them the way that you want to. You can't have that. It's a no-go. It's a no can do. They're not oftentimes have the place emotionally to love them, to be close, because you get close and then you get the pushback. You get the, right when you're thinking, oh, the relationship is getting good, we're flowing, maybe it's not so bad, then you get the jab, you get the, cut under the rib, and then they really dig it in, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they said this or did this or made fun of me or talked about, and then you're like, see, I told you so. So that's the problem when we talk about the recovery journal. It's so important for you to write down your lessons learned, even though you might not want to believe it, even though you might think, well, that happened 4 years ago, it won't happen again, and then you learn that it's still happening. You need to acknowledge and validate and protect yourself, even if it means, taking the highway for yourself and being like, I am going to take good care of myself and protect myself from this individual. There's nothing I can do to change them. I can't love them harder. There's nothing you can do to change them. So you have to realize there's going to be pits and valleys. And also, like a good friend once told me, you have to take the good with the bad. And so, in other words, her statement to me was, there's good things about people, then there can be some bad things or displeasurable things. But when the bad is really bad, you have to look and make an assessment and a judgment for yourself. Where are our limits here? Where are our boundaries? Where are the limitations? And then see it for what it is, and then respect it for what it is. And know that, higher intelligence is making apparent to you as such. So honor that higher consciousness within yourself, which goes, what, I cannot, this is my boundary. And begin to become comfortable with boundaries, saying, okay, I go here this far, and any further is a no can do. I'm not stepping off the cliff. I'm not stepping into emotional quicksand. I'm not, stepping into dependence. I'm